Greetings and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is Untitled Space Game, our Scum and Villainy campaign. Thankfully we're back. We're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to everybody. Today I am playing Ben Coyle Dyson, who is the ship's mechanic, and we shall now go over and say hi to Alyssa. Hello!
Hello! My name is Alyssa. I play Kavesha Iris Lutess, our suspiciously perky space wizard.
Yes.
And we both have she, her pronouns.
I am suspicious. My character isn't, but I am definitely. Awesome. And now let us head over to Brittany. Hello.
Hi, I'm Brittany. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Dr. Mav Wilo, anarchist, psychiatrist, and Stitch. Today live from a Motel 6 in the middle of New Mexico, so audio quality is just going to be fantastic tonight.
Excellent. Excellent. It's authenticity is important, I feel. And now let us head over to Josh. Hello.
I'm Josh, he, him. I'm playing Quirk, the ship's pilot, who's a bug-eyed green alien. Like that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Partially fungal-based, 7 foot tall, low G, adapted.
Excellent. Good, good. And now, finally, I shall hand things over to... Oh, wait, one. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to say the thing. I always forget to say the thing, but I'm not going to forget to say the thing this time. Before I hand things over to our GM, I'm going to mention, just as if you want to see the content warnings, please hit !ScumCW in the chat. This game may contain violence of a non-graphic nature, crime, betrayal, oppressive governments, fictional religions, and other related subjects. So please keep that in mind. And now I shall hand things over to our GM, Brian. Hello.
Hello, I'm Brian. My pronouns are he, him. And when we last left our intrepid group of space criminals, you had just landed on the mining planet of Aleph. And as a reminder, Aleph is uninhabitable. It's a larger than Earth-sized planet, but it's not a gas giant. It's about like maybe like 2 Earths big. The atmosphere is unbreathable and many lurid colors. The surface is under frequent tectonic assault, largely because the hegemony, which is the group that politically runs things in the galaxy, has mined it to, or is in the process of mining it into a husk. You have been asked to investigate a recently discovered crashed progenitor ship, or precursor ship, more to the point. The precursors are the mysterious group of beings that created a lot of the stuff that you're using now. For example, the jump gates and many of the artifacts that you either have or want to have. The aforementioned tectonic yes, right. The aforementioned tectonic activity has unearthed, or I guess unolephed, a very, very old spaceship. So a bunch of other people are almost certainly interested in it as well. You've been hired by your pirate buddies, the Maelstrom, to get a specific thing. If you get that and bring it back to them, they don't care what else you get or what else you do. They just want the one thing. Said thing. You've been given the specs, and you were given a rough location, but thanks to your perky space wizard, you got a very specific location.
Yes.
You also unfortunately got knowledge of the fact that once you get this thing out of there, it's going to be a beacon to anything that is even remotely way sensitive with in just any sort of credible radius. Actually, no, incredible radius. Let's stick with incredible for that one. And the other problem that you're facing is that the best place to land, which given the skills of your pilot was no problem, but the best place to land also, well, basically you had to make sure that you didn't land it in a place that was going to get turned into a large crevasse and suck your ship into the bowels of the planet. So no problem there. However, it did mean that those of you who are going to the shipwreck are going to have to walk a fair bit to get to it. However, the way this game works is we're going to start you off having done the walk because nothing interesting happens on the walk. You're wearing suits that protect you from the atmosphere. You have the means to communicate with each other, of course. And the only question we have right now is who is going to the ship and who's going to the shipwreck and who's staying on staying back with Greg, I guess, is the other thing.
Why would you come at Tolkien so harshly, man? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I feel like Gavesha has to go to the shipwreck.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
It does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
She also wants to go to the shipwreck to see if there's any other interesting things.
Well, yeah. It's not like it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take a lot of convincing to get her to go along. So.
Yeah, Coyle has
Fair point.
has a deep-seated need to see the ship and the parts and dig through and try to collect things. Where he has no choice. It is what drives him.
Right. And the answer can, of course, be all of you are going. There's no one is required to stay back with Greg.
Quirk is absolutely going to go check out an alien spaceship.
Yeah. Because, I mean, come on.
I think Mav desperately wants to see the spaceship, but her whole skill set kind of revolves around talking to people, and it might be good to have her on the ship comms just in case someone shows up.
That's actually not a bad point. Okay. All right, fair point. And of course, these locations can change. You are not, you're not tied down if the situation shifts. All right. So in that case, we will. Well, that makes sense. Also, so that means that since you're on the ship, you can use the ship sensors to monitor your crewmates' progress. And you can follow them through, largely because each of the ships is connected to each of the suits is connected to the ship, by which I mean they've got sensors on them specifically, so you can tell which one is which from where you are. So yeah, you can monitor them, and more to the point, you can warn them if anything is approaching because you've got the wider sensors that are doing that. So, yep, go ahead.
This is a very important aesthetic question I have.
Mm-hmm.
Are we little dots or little triangles?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think we need to ask the person that's monitoring. What does it look like?
I like to think that they are individualized. If by Mav's doing or by Greg's.
Okay.
So whatever Greg thinks of each of them is what their icon is.
This is going to be interesting.
That's good. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are yet. We'll figure it out. Although
Greg decided our souls look like.
Yeah. Though since no one has decided yet, if anyone comes up with an idea, I think that's what it's going to be. But we'll have to figure those out. That's good. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, the walk actually to the shipwreck is uneventful. Partly because you do have someone in the ship watching over you, and you did manage to steer them away from one particularly dangerous area. So once you get to the ship, however, the ground that you're walking on is a sort of a yellowish ochre color, almost uniformly. Except once you approach the area in which the shipwreck was revealed, you see enormous swaths of brilliant white, where the atmosphere has not gotten to the minerals that are underneath, and this is what it would look like if they weren't being exposed to this atmosphere all the time. You are you're entering in what you were able to determine is the safest spot to get in that is also close to your target. That's the good news. The bad news is that it's covered in dark gray creatures, roughly the size of maybe like each one's kind of the size of a German Shepherd. It floats. There are 8 of them, maybe 9. They're moving around a lot. They have multiple tentacles, and are pretty effectively blocking your path to the crack in the hull that you were about to enter.
Are they, so, I'm presuming no one dashes forward, are we, what do we have a chance to see what they're doing? Or,
What's the ship itself look like?
The part of it that you can see is similarly, it looks pristine, except for the enormous gash in the side of it. Said gash was probably actually caused by the collision of the ship into this planet many periods of time ago. You can't see the entire thing, implying that what you're looking at is at least at one point, was a particularly large ship, significantly larger than yours. More like well, I mean, you're in a cargo hauler. This would have been like
a frigate.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I have a particularly good recent real world example. This thing is like the Ever Given to your like coal barge. It's just enormous, and like all of you know something about ships. And even though you can't see the whole thing, you've got a decent idea of how big the rest of it must be just from looking at one section of it. The main colors involved are a brilliant platinum sheen, along with a very, very dark red that doesn't look like paint. It looks like some sort of other material that has been laid through the platinum. And the platinum right now looks weirdly shiny, especially given how corrosive the atmosphere here is, and how much it's been wearing away just about anything else that's in the area.
Platinum's non-reactive generally, so. How much of it? The ship's is buried under the strata, right?
Yeah, basically,
this bit here.
Yeah, it used to be entirely buried, but a major quake revealed this section of it. Actually, let me rephrase that. It revealed several sections of it, but this is the section that is closest to your area that looks like it might not kill you if you try to get into it.
Except that for all the monsters.
Except for those guys, yeah.
What are they doing? Are they do they? I'm attempting to study their behavior in an effort to figure out if they are perhaps a threat.
5 of them appear to be, if you didn't know better, you'd think they were patrolling. Whereas 3 of them are clustered around something far off in the distance. And by clustered, I mean they are on the ground next to something.
Do we have the ability to send pictures
Oh, totally.
to across?
Yeah, in fact, the people on the ship can see whatever your suits see. You've got cameras on your helmets.
I'm just gonna activate real quick. Hey, Mav?
You hear the loud and unmistakable crunch of popcorn.
Could you look at my my monitor right now so you can see kind of what I'm looking at right now?
Oh, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
You have any idea, any thoughts, or about who these? They look like they're patrolling. Maybe.
Is that could I try to discern this behavior and offer any insight on that?
Yeah, you definitely can. And in fact, I mean, you're not a. I know you're not a doctor, but you would have studied some biology and also almost certainly some xenobiology.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you've got a shot at this. Let's see. What do we want to call that? That's just like a gather knowledge roll, right? Let's see. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Gather information, I think. Hang on, let me look it up real quick just to make sure I know that I'm giving you the right stuff to roll. And I think, in your case, it's going to be whatever of your skills you think would make the most sense. Something insight related. What do you think?
Hold on. I had my sheet open and then I clicked out of it and now it's gone. So I'm pulling that back up.
Information gathering. That's what I was looking for. Here we go.
Yeah, information gathering. Or hang on one second. I have. Okay, so I do have that ability for I'm a doctor, not a where I can roll doctor while performing a different action. If I can say which patient research or posting taught me this trick.
So this seems like exactly the place to do that. So yeah, what were you doing that would give you some insight into this?
Probably any of my postings with the dreaded laborers that I was with, because I would observe a lot of strange behaviors that were met by one's psyche breaking, and had to do a lot of research on why that happens.
Good call. Okay, yeah, I like that. All right, so you get to choose which of your actions you want to roll for that.
So that would be doctor.
Yeah, you're right. You just want to. Yeah. Oh, that's sorry. I'm sorry. Specifically, just has to be doctor, doesn't it? The good news is you're good at that. So, yeah, we want to roll doctor, and I'm going to give you an extra die, just because of the situation. So, go ahead and do the roll. So just click on doctor. When an extra bonus dice, give it +1, and this is going to be, let's call it controlled and standard when it asks those questions.
Okay, controlled, standard, and plus.
Get over here.
On
Oh my, that's a crit. Okay, So you know the heck out of these things. All right, so for those watching at home, the Mav has rolled 2 6s, and when you roll 2 6s, that's a critical success. Which means not only did you do really well at it, or more to the point, not only did you succeed at the thing you wanted to do, you get something extra too. All right. So these things are like they're sort of like white blood cells in a way. They are not particularly intelligent. They are just here to do a job, and that job is to encapsulate anything that crosses their paths and thus nullify it. And they're real good at that because anything they encapsulate tends to go into stasis until it runs out of resources, and then it dies. And then they feed on it, and they make more of these things.
So Mav says, well, I have good news and bad news. And then shares the information that she has gleaned from this. There's another crunch of popcorn. And she continues and says, so yeah, don't cross their path and you're good.
So you got a crit, though, so that means you get something extra. The something extra could be information on maybe the best way to either get past or defeat them. So what do you think? What should that be? That's got to be... Okay, it could be one of any number of things. Give them something more interesting to go for, because, again, they are simply reactive like that. Or... hit them with some sort of substance that breaks their outer coating and doesn't. And it would be the equivalent of plasmalizing a cell. It would just blah. If you wanted to do it in a particularly violent manner, that would be the way to do it. Unfortunately, chances are no one on the crew currently is carrying anything like that. But having said that, if you want to have something like that, that's what flashbacks are for. You could do it. I'd charge you probably 2 stress for that.
These are dumb animals, not sophonts, right?
Yeah, they are. They are multicellular, but
they're not sapient.
Yeah, no, they are not. They are, if anything, merely reacting to stimuli rather than making decisions about it.
All right.
So you could essentially just throw a rock at that point. But I'm thinking more along the lines of almost like a histamine, like something that they can attack. If you could trick it into... I don't know how it would work, but almost trick them into thinking that one of their own is the infection in that case.
Wow. Yeah.
What kind of things are they? What kind of things they like to munch on?
Yeah, with a crit, you'd know that. It's basically short version is anything not native to this planet.
Don't we have a drone?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of
Wait a minute.
living things. Not again.
We're not doing that again.
I'm just saying, I think we have a drone.
If you sacrifice the drone, you may not have a mechanic.
We may not have to sacrifice a drone. Just make it run in circles while everybody's inside the thing.
Fair point.
I've got an idea for a flashback.
Okay.
You're gonna have to walk me through the procedure on that.
Okay. Actually, initially you just say, "This is a thing I want to have done in the past,"
Okay.
and I decide whether or not it should cost you stress, and the stress cost is based on
Probability.
Exactly. Like how likely you are to have actually done that thing. So like the more specific it is, the more likely it is to cost you stress. But there is such a thing, and it is pretty common. There is such a thing as a 0 stress flashback. Like, of course you'd have that because, it just makes sense.
Okay. So in preparation for coming onto a busted old spaceship, I going through my quarters and my specialized equipment, I decided to bring along this emitter tube of a kind of polymer metal alloy that's kind of an aerosol, not very dense liquid.
Yeah, gotcha.
Made of polymers native to my home planet.
Mm.
That basically you spray it into an area or onto something, and it quickly sets from liquid to like a high strength, like metal, plastic composites.
Sounds useful for sealing cracks and holes, for example.
That is what it's supposed to be for. But I'm thinking covering space bacteria with it to turn its fellows upon them might be useful.
Yeah, and I'll that's zero stress. That is an excellent example of zero stress, because that's just the kind of thing that makes sense you would grab.
Right.
So yes, you have that. So now you need to figure out how you're going to deploy it and get it on one of these things. I think that's your next step.
All right, the doc had a really good idea about turning these things on themselves. So I just happen to have this tube. It's too complicated to explain what it is now, but it's so our sneakiest person here, I say, looking at the mystic, one eye stalk turning directly.
I love that.
Maybe probably, I don't know, ninja. That's what your word is, right? Just streak up and squirt a bunch of them with it. It'll turn on them. That's what I got. That's what I'm bringing to the party.
I might have could I have a flashback that assists that?
Yeah.
Because I think as a space psychiatrist in often dangerous situation, that I might have kind of the equivalent of a trank gun for people.
Oh, sure.
That I could have gifted someone that concoction could be put in. And
so you don't necessarily have to get close. That's fine. And you just have to fashion it into a proper projectile, or fill one of your existing projectiles with it, which is fairly trivial, honestly.
A little bit less risk for the mystic or whoever has to ninja their way.
Right. It's only made slightly more difficult because you're doing it in a vac suit. But these things are designed to allow you to actually, honestly, these things are designed to let you do repairs outside your ship. So you've got use of all your fingers. That's an option. You could do that. The only thing that'll cost you is some time to fashion it. But right now, nothing's bearing down on you. You're at a decent vantage point where you've got these things kind of moving around.
Let's do that thing.
All right.
Listen, all right, and we'll just sort of turn to. Are you okay with doing that?
I don't know why everyone thinks I'm sneaky.
Okay. Yeah, I could probably fit the thing to the drone if we want to try that. If we want to go that way.
I mean, you could also.
I am fast, though.
That's true. You are fast. All right. So really, what this boils down to is, if you're going to, honestly, Coil, with your rig ability, it would be nothing for you to turn the trank gun into something that would shoot like an ampule of this stuff. So that's not a problem.
Yeah. And the only reason I was thinking of using the drone in this case is because it doesn't have feet. It hovers, so
yeah.
It will
The
not
other
be as
now,
noisy.
You could also just have the drone. Now that you know you've got this stuff, you could use the drone to fly over or near a thing and drop it on it. However you want to work it. So the only thing we need to figure out is who's doing this and by what means. You've got many options, is what it boils down to. So let's see. I'm looking over. Scramble. Yeah, and let's see what else we've got here. I'm just looking over different actions to see what's available. Okay. I'll tell you what. If you wanted to use the drone, I would allow that to be a rig roll. Because getting the drone in place is not the trick. It's making sure you construct this in a manner that it will cover the thing, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So the question here is, did you construct it properly? And so if you wanted to do that with a rig roll, you could make that happen.
Okay. Well, what do we think is going to be the best way to do this?
To be honest, the drone is probably the safest way. Because it's not putting our precious flesh in harm's way.
I have a question. Do these things seem familiar to me? Or are they different from the thing I sensed racing up the platform the last time we were here?
These are not that thing. That thing was moving with intent. You sensed an intelligence behind that thing. Because as I recall, you got a spectacular roll on that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you learned as much as you could about that one.
Okay.
So yeah, you want to do the rig roll then?
Yeah, if we're good with that, then I'll.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could just get it high enough to drop the thing. All right.
So you basically.
So-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, so you basically see me as I'm sort of working it. I'm kind of talking to the drone. This is not the one that even has the AI in it, but it's
Right.
the Spencer I think is probably, I don't know, maybe helping out back on the ship if need be.
Okay.
I think. But this drone I'm just sort of as I'm fitting this to. Okay, listen. I know I'm sorry I never finished building your AI. And I never gave you a name, and we've been through a lot together, and I just hope this. I'm going to try to get you out. I'm going to try to get you out as best I can. But listen, at least you know it's coming. Sort of.
You humans will
better, right?
pair bond with everything. Shake my head and walk away.
You never know. You never know.
Never know.
You never know when something's going to wake up and say hi to you. That's all I can say. All right. I mean, consciousness is a weird thing, you know? It's just... It's not as easy as everyone... Okay, never mind.
Cork, we'll discuss your negligence of emotional contact later.
Plenty of emotional contact. It's just with, living, respirating things.
Greg is on this call.
Oh, definitely.
Well, Greg's
Greg
an outlier.
has a air filtration system.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the roll, I guess.
All right. So right now you're starting out with 3 dice, which is pretty
Yes.
good. But we will go through the do you want to add anything to this list anyway?
Okay.
Because the things that you could add to it, you can let's see what you can push yourself. That costs 2 stress. You can take a devil's bargain, which in this case I'm not sure is necessary. I'm just letting you know it's an option. You could use a gambit, stuff like that. So don't forget all of those are on the table. But also 3 dice is kind of a lot of dice. So I'll also mention that. but I didn't want to, not trying to influence you either way. Just pointing it out. And let me get over here. So, no, let's see. This is going to be risky standard on your
Okay.
things. And so, do you want to add any dice to this, or do you want to?
Can we help?
You could. It'll cost 1 stress.
I'll do.
Okay. In what way are you helping?
The one giving him the spray medal, number 1, and then.
Oh well, I mean that doesn't even count as an assist. That was a separate action that you already did. That was a flashback, so you don't have to do anything for that one. So.
But yeah, I mean, I'll help. I'm familiar with how the emitter works, so I'll help him.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Install it and all that, and critique his
okay.
his meanderings.
So yeah, that
to
checks
the
out.
drone.
So if you want to do that, add a die for the assist, and then Quirk just knock off 1 stress for doing the assist.
Yeah.
So when it asks the question, tell it 1 bonus die.
Okay, cool.
He was droning on.
That's why they're called drones. No, wait. That's not why they're called drones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Actually, I think probably is something recoil will say, yeah, that's why they're called drones.
Yeah.
He'll probably just say that to Quirk with that, just to see if he believes it.
That's to me.
I'm still learning your language. Yeah.
They used to call it, you ever play with like a, those sort of little, you have a little toy that you talk to that try to figure stuff out. It's.
You mean electronic learnomat?
I had a Furby that I think gained sentience at one point. Does that count?
Yeah, that totally counts.
Oh, I'll never remember the Furby uprising of 2570.
It's rubber ducking. Talk to the rubber duck.
They have their own planet now.
Okay, what is my position?
Dead zone.
Your position is risky, and
Okay.
your effect is standard.
All right.
Because there is a risk to this. If this goes wrong,
Yeah.
they might figure out where it came from.
Effect is standard. Bonus dice is 1. I shall click submit. Here we go.
Do it.
Those
Oh
are
my
very
gosh,
low numbers.
That is seriously low numbers.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so now we need to figure this out. Okay, that's not difficult to figure out. Okay, we just need to figure out sort of exactly the way this happens. All right, let me think about this. So you know what? It doesn't miss. It actually hits the thing. And 2 of them go to attack it. But in the course of rushing over to attack the new thing, the one closest to the 3 of you discovers something that it likes even less, and heads in your direction. So you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 of these things heading towards you. Nope, that's not right. 1, 2, 3. It's 5. You've got 5 of them heading towards you. And that includes one of them that was already on whatever that was that they were messing with before. So they are floating towards you. Let's figure this out. This is a bigger planet than Earth. Let's say that gravity is heavier here.
Oh, yay.
Is greater here than it would than most of you are used to. Oh, wow. And actually, all of you are used to, because didn't you say that Quirk is low grav?
Quirk is low grav, so he's really not enjoying
Quirk
things.
hates this. That sucks.
And
Okay.
he's got special struts in his spacesuit.
Oh,
that
yeah,
give him a little more
you do.
structure, but still.
Yeah, you've got... exactly. So, let's see.
Does not make him quick, though.
No, it does not. It just makes him tall and more of a target.
Oh, no.
All right. So now, the situation is you've got these things bearing down on you. They are floating, and they seem to be real good at floating through the atmosphere towards things. It's almost like it's what they're built for. And here they are. They are making a humming noise that you can feel more than hear. It's vibrating the thick atmosphere around you. You can feel it through your suits.
Over the comms, you hear Mav's voice say, "I've noticed a spike in heart rates on all of you. I'm going to need everybody to take a second and just take a deep breath."
Hello, it's me, Greg, your ship.
Hi, Greg.
Greg.
May I interject?
Of course.
You should run. This looks bad.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, I feel as though running is in order.
Good to see
Thank you for
Greg's
using actual
tactical.
statements.
Yeah.
Good to see Greg's tactical
Good.
systems are working properly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, run.
I mean, I will remind you, you also have weapons. But, yeah.
I didn't write down any of my weapons.
Yeah, how's load work? To determine what we
Yeah.
what
We didn't actually decide load, did we? Let's figure that one out. So load, in this case, hang on. You've got choices on load. One of the things I like about this system is you choose your load, meaning is it normal, heavy, or light, but you are not required to choose the items that you use to take up that load until you need those items. This is, again, part of the we already planned for this thing idea. Once you decide on an item, you've locked it in, but I like that part of it. So just to give you a quick rundown on the load thing, let me look at that real quick. All right. So if you choose light, you may tick 3 of the boxes under load. If you look at your character sheet, anything in italics does not count against your load. So if it's in italics, you can just have it on you. If you choose normal, you may tick 5 boxes, and do note that some of the things in that bottom section, like under the add button, some of those things do take up extra boxes. If you went in heavy, then you may choose 6, if I remember right. It is 6.
Do the spaceships or the spacesuits we're wearing count as part of this load, or is this in addition?
No, they don't. No, it's the suits do not count.
All right.
So anything else will. I know it says spacesuit down there, but in this particular case, they will not count.
Fair enough.
What's spy gear?
Anything that makes sense under that descriptor.
You got a Mission Impossible through that crack in the ship?
Maybe.
Actually, if we want to like kind of run and kite them around, and like if they're breaking off from the fissure, just duck the hell into there.
Oh yeah.
And then spray it shut with this here. Metal spray goo.
Yeah. Yeah, you still have some.
Yeah. How many can be in the... I mean, I'm sure they're all out of the ship. How many can be in there? Or we can just run for cover. Or shoot them. Or something else.
Or something else.
You said these things are not smart, right?
Right. I don't think appealing to reason is going to help here.
What if I give them the old mystic mind trick?
Oh,
and make them think we've gone the opposite direction that we're going?
Yeah, okay. You can give that a shot. That's clearly going to be an attune roll. Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Yeah, so if there happens to be any, reasonably sized chunks of rock or something that I could pick up and chuck in a direction as we run the opposite way, just to get their attention, just, for the somatic component of my...
Nicely put. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, not a problem on that. You've got, but this place is made of rocks you can throw.
Yeah.
So that is this is the environment for exactly that. And in fact, there's a whole lot of new rocks in the area thanks to the recent quake.
Yeah. Somatic and material components,
Yep.
in fact.
You're on it. Yeah, you could totally do that.
All
Yeah,
right.
if you want to try that first, and then maybe that could be plan A, and then if that actually
Yeah.
you're already on plan B, aren't you? Plan A totally didn't work. So
Yeah.
They probably should have led with
I'm
the
on plan
line
B
track.
and C. I'm going
Maybe
to try
you
to
should have, yeah.
distract them.
Let's
and
see
if
what
that
happens.
doesn't work,
Okay.
I'll give it a little mystic push. I'm just going to
Yeah.
do it all at the same time.
Go for it. All right. So the goal here is to make them think that something even tastier is that way. I'm guessing, right? Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Or in your case, to make them think that you specifically are that way.
These
whatever
are
it
not
takes.
the germs
Yes.
you're looking for.
We are not here. We are there. I gotcha. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, that's just going to be a flat out attune roll. So again, the typical action roll stuff applies. So however you want to work with that. And again, you can push yourself. You can use a gambit. You can get an assist. You could take a devil's bargain. Actually, you cannot push yourself and get a devil's bargain. I'm remembering that right? I think. Yeah, those are the two things you can't both do.
Okay. Well.
I may be wrong about that. I'm going to look it up just to play it safe.
It says on the character sheet there, you can push yourself or devil's bargain.
Hey, look at that.
Okay.
These character sheets are awesome. Okay, thanks.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. You're very
Thank
handy
you,
and
person that made
informative.
these Roll20 character sheets. These are good. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So yes.
I think just to be on the safe side, I will go ahead and push myself because we don't want to get eaten.
Not so much.
And I haven't taken any stress at all yet, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If your stress track is clear, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And let's see. So your attune is 2. Am I remembering that right?
Correct.
Okay. Good deal. And then let me see what else. Let me look at one other thing just to see. Gambit. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so go ahead and spend the 2 stress because you spend 2 stress no matter what on the push. So that's 1 more die. So that'll be 3 dice currently, unless you want to do anything else.
I think that's it.
Okay. And again, this will be risky standard because obviously it's risky. The potential. You can also push yourself for greater effect, just as a reminder. You can push yourself for an extra die, or you can push yourself to bump the effect up 1 level. Meaning, if you're the effect levels are limited, standard, and great. So you can actually move it up a level if you want to. In this case, I don't think you need to. I'm just letting you know that is an option.
Okay. Yeah. We'll stick with the extra die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is a success. A 5, a 2, and a 1. Which in this. Oh wait, actually, no, it was 3 dice. Thank you. So a 5, a 2, and a 1, meaning that you got what you wanted, but it wasn't. Let's see. They do all go away. But there is a consequence. It's going to be a fairly minor consequence.
Yeah. I figure in a minute or so, they're going to figure out there's nothing to eat over there.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it is. The consequence is that they are going to be waiting for you when you come back out. Or let me rephrase that. They will be waiting at this exit. We don't know that you will necessarily come out at this exit.
So we may have to fight our way out if we can't find another egress.
But the result of that is that the 3 of you Actually, technically the 4, because the drone's probably got an auto follow mode.
Yeah, the
So
drone made it.
yes,
Yay.
the 3 of you and the drone
Yes.
are inside the shipwreck. It is unsurprisingly completely dark in here, but also unsurprisingly, your suits do have lights on them. And Quirk, is your vision roughly the same as a human's, or is it? Do you see things differently? This would be a good time to figure that out.
I see slightly into the ultraviolet spectrum.
Okay, so
ultraviolet band.
So you're perceiving some things that they're not in the darkness.
Yes.
Gotcha. Actually, you are. As soon as you get in here, you realize that some of the metals. Actually, you're not sure they're metals. Some of the materials that the interior of this ship is made from definitely resonate further into the ultraviolet than most things do. They're to your eyes, it's almost like a weak glow-in-the-dark item.
All right.
And they don't seem to be in any kind of pattern or anything. It seems to be just like some of them are visible to you, and just because of your perceptions. I should also describe what else you see in here now that you're in the ship. So, Gavesha, you've still got a bead on where this thing is. Like, you can still just sense it because you did, and you were certain that it's still here. It is about 200 yards. As you enter the ship, it's about 200 yards straight ahead and about 30 yards down. If this ship does have decks as you would understand them, implying they had perhaps some sort of artificial gravity because of the way it was constructed, but it's also at about a 30-degree angle from what it would normally be to walk safely on. Like, normally the floor would be like this, it's more like that. Which implies that it's actually probably technically on the same level you're currently on. It's just that it slopes down now. Also, you don't have a straight line between here and there. There's walls and stuff. But also, corridors as you would recognize them. Just none of them lead straight to the thing you want to get to.
Is it safe to assume there's no power?
There is currently no power. Yeah, there's currently no power running through anything. Oh, all of you spend enough time on ships. You know what a dead ship feels like, and yeah, nothing's humming. Nothing's.
No emergency lights. No.
Yeah, exactly. No light sources.
None of that subsonic thrum beneath our feet.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not feeling or hearing any of the stuff you would normally experience.
I mean, it's been here for thousands of years, so
yeah. It might be scarier if it was. But
that's awesome if it was.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So back to the ship. Greg says that worked. Right now, he's only talking to Mav.
It did, and Mav sounds a little bit more surprised.
What did she do? I didn't see her do anything.
Oh, she has magic powers.
I know that, but I thought I would see them.
I'm not fully sure how it works, but we can definitely ask her about that.
This would be an inopportune time to ask her, wouldn't it?
It would be, but I'm very I feel very proud of you for recognizing that. That's a very big improvement.
I still really want to ask her.
Let's make a note, and it can be the first thing she sees when she gets back on the ship.
I have a very good memory.
I can't relate.
Meanwhile, back on the wrecked ship, what are you doing?
I don't know what the safety standards were for the precursors, but I don't suppose they've got a fire exit map anywhere on these walls, right?
That is an excellent question. Not really, no.
Of course not.
Or if they do, it's not in it's not in a manner that you can perceive it.
This is no fire exit map like I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Incomprehensible in its eldritch nature.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone should just know how to react to a fire.
It's probably posted in the galley or something like
Right.
that. Well, I guess I'll start making my way toward the object we need to acquire, and then just kind of like scanning other rooms as we go.
Gotcha. All right. So what's everyone doing as you move through the ship? You know the direction you need to go, and it's not so tilted that you can't keep your footing as you move towards it. So I mean, obviously you're being careful about that. Every now and then you'll have to like hold on to a thing or jump over what used to be some floor, but for the most part, it's navigable.
Keeping an eye out for like ladders, joffrey tubes, lifts, whatever, to somewhere to get to move amongst decks.
Actually, that makes sense. Okay, tell you what. In that case, you're the first one to find. I mean, it looks like just a regular old maintenance corridor that moves in a relatively predictable manner. Like once you kind of stick your head in there and shine some lights around, you can figure out that it's moving. It's what is effectively inside the walls and under the floors. And it does in fact have a series of, they aren't so much ladders, but they are clear handholds. Interestingly, Quirk, it looks like it's made more for someone your size than it does either of your companions.
Not properly sized critters.
Yeah, they're just a little too far apart for the humans.
Hey, you suppose these will help us get maybe closer to the thing quicker without having to go through all these docks or decks? Maybe more direct.
I have a couple of questions I need to ask before I respond to this question. I need to ask the GM.
Indeed. Yeah.
Nature of science.
So, first off, is the direction, assuming, sorry, we have a chance to see sort of what the ship is shaped like.
Yeah. You got an idea now. Yeah.
Yeah, and roughly how big the ship is. One of those questions is roughly how big is the ship?
It is, from what you can tell, you'd guess maybe 15 times bigger than your ship. Okay,
all right, that's significantly big.
Yeah.
The floor that we're on, if Yavesha had indicated to us that it's sort of in the same direction, sort of around here,
right,
and sort of where we're headed, roughly, if I had to guess, what would I think? What sort of area do I think that kind of would be? I actually, let me cut to the chase real quick.
Yeah.
And the second part of that question is, how far would that be? Do I if I had to guess from like an engineering type place?
Yeah. Okay, fair point. Okay, your guess is both from, you know that you're after a data core first off. So you know that if this is designed anything like the ships you're familiar with, you know the kind of area that the data core is in. Just like your computer center, basically, or a distributed computer center. But a cluster of computer equipment and servers.
Yes.
You also know that those things do require specialized engineering attention, meaning it should be quite close to some sort of maintenance storage area, or place where you would keep spare parts for it, if nothing else, that kind of thing. The tools you need to work on it, so they'd be nearby.
Okay, all right, that's good. The reason I ask this is because it depends on there are going to be there might be a point while we're headed that way, if I happen to see anything interesting, that someone's going to turn and ask me a question, and they're just going to see the drone because I'm multitasking.
Well, I will point out, and we haven't gone into a lot of detail, the deeper you get into this ship, everything is interesting. Because, yes, parts of it are clearly, like, broken or wrecked. It is literally a shipwreck. It did crash into a planet. But most of the stuff you're walking past, though it is not powered up, appears to be intact. So, there's that, FYI.
So...
yeah.
So I think I don't know if we're far enough in yet for that to happen. So probably here I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that looks like the right way. It definitely looks like the right way.
Okay.
And I seem to be getting excited. And then perhaps as we get further in, that might happen because I have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's important.
Good point. Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, you use it's a combination of the fact that Gavesha still has a bead on literally where this thing is. Not where you were told it is, but where it is. If someone else picked it up and moved it, Gavesha would know. So you've got that advantage. So you always know the point in the ship you're supposed to get to. It proves difficult to approach, but you finally, through a combination of the three of you using your various knowledges and skills, you do get to the point where it's behind a door. Problem is, it's behind a door, like a closed door on a ship with no power. While the floor is at a 30-degree angle. And every now and then you feel what may be some sort of aftershock.
I've probably got a detonator somewhere here in my pack if you want to go the direct routes. Hold on, let me check.
Am I by the time we get to the door, am I there?
That is an excellent question. I think you're the only one who can answer that.
So... Here's the thing. It depends on if I'm checking out anything right now, which I very well might be. So
there is plenty to check out. Though I'm assuming that you're at least like through your suit, you're keeping track of what the drone sees, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's like I've got one eye kind of on the drone, and one eye on everything else that I'm trying to like look at and see about harvesting or trying to figure it out.
I think maybe you're not there. I think the drone spots the door.
Okay. So once Quirk starts going, you'll probably hear my voice come out of the drone. For a moment, it's like, oh hey, I know I can try and see if I can get that open.
Oh, okay. I mean, I should probably check to see if it's open first.
that too would probably be a good idea.
Fool me 2 or 3 times. Shame on me.
Yeah. Now, just to make sure everyone's picturing the same thing I am, it is a sliding door. It's your typical sliding to the side Star Trek kind of door, and it is again built for built more for Quirk sized people than say Gavesha sized people. It's Yeah, everything here is a slightly larger scale. The mechanism for opening the door is actually okay. There is a panel, and the panel is a different color from the rest of the wall. But it doesn't have any like buttons or levers or anything. It's just a panel that's a different color.
I'll place my hand on it, not expecting it to work, but just to cover all bases.
Okay, nothing visible happens, but it feels like the longer you have your hand on it, the warmer it gets.
Ooh, I can feel it in the suit too. That's pretty warm.
Yeah.
Better not. Is there a manual, physical opening mechanism, like for emergencies when there's no power on the ship?
If so, it is not obvious.
The safety regulations. No wonder they're all gone. All just died in a methane leak because they didn't have proper ventilation.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
So it'll just be kind of one of those things where
hubris.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of concerning.
Well, while you're working on that, Greg says to Mav, "We're being hailed."
Of course we are. All right, put it up.
And okay, Greg can't actually whisper, but he does make his voice like he turns the volume down on his speakers. It's a MacLeod ship.
Mav says, "What?"
Sorry, it's a MacLeod ship. I was being stealthy.
Mav realizes that the crew that would normally not prevent her from doing something, but would perhaps advise against it, are not there.
They are simply not here. That's a fair
and
point.
Slowly a smile spreads across her face. She accepts the hail.
Okay. Unidentified ship. What is your business on the surface?
Well, we are sorry. We're having a bit of a reactor issue. We had to land lest we literally explode. I do not advise getting any closer.
One moment.
And
They're scanning us.
She mutes her mic and she says, "Greg, can you fake a reactor malfunction real quick? Just like real quick."
No.
Just like last time.
Oh my god.
But I can create an actual reactor malfunction.
Oh no.
Do we have any bombs?
We are... Define bomb.
Something that would explode on short notice that I could use.
Yes.
Great.
We have many explosives in the armory.
Good.
Do you want me to open the shielding? It will not be harmful to anyone inside the ship. And I can close it again before we take off.
Yes.
This is a deception. Deceptions are fun.
Yes, they are.
Do you remember when I told you I was programmed not to lie?
I do.
I was lying.
That was a very good deception, Greg. We need to talk about time and place, but I appreciate this.
I'm just letting you know.
I appreciate that.
I don't want you to think you can't trust me. Oh,
and
no.
I appreciate
that.
that.
What have I done?
Oh.
Never mind. Lowering the shielding.
Mav gets back on the call, and she is just kind of banging stuff around and is trying to sound very panicked and is just going, evacuate area, evacuate area.
An alarm goes off.
That helps.
You hear an actual sigh from the person on the other ship.
Uh-oh.
If you make it through this, report back to the nearest maintenance station so the Starsmiths can record any problems with this class of ship.
Will do. Oh, thank you, sir.
They're leaving.
Good.
Oh my god.
Mav is very disappointed that she did not do real damage, but she does have a PhD and has some sort of intelligence.
I'll monitor for other ships. Yes, I will do that.
I appreciate that, Greg. Mav does get back on the comms to the rest of the crew and just goes, "Everything's good. We're all good. No need to worry about a thing."
Yes, that's
why would we wait? What?
Worried.
That's the thing. You don't need to worry about a thing. It's all taken care of. It's all good. Everything is fine. It's fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm good too.
They say as I'm detaching something from the wall.
Good. Just checking in, doing my job. Monitoring cortisol levels. All looks within parameters. You're good. You're good. Everything's fine. If you hear anything, just ignore it.
We may have a hard time getting Ben out of here.
That is entirely true. Okay, so Coil? That is an excellent question. Now that the door has been revealed, are you approaching the door, or are you trying to do it from a remote vantage?
So yeah, basically, if I don't know, I've grabbed a few things. I don't know. Jim doesn't know what they are.
Oh, we'll figure that out later.
But,
yeah, right.
He's just he sort of saw something in an access room, and he was like, "I've got to have that. This is going to be wonderful." And he's just sort of looking. He's looking through the drone camera for a second. He's like, "Okay, so we need to get power to the door. What was happening? Did you why'd you pull your hand away so fast?"
It was growing warm, and I didn't want to toast it. If I could feel it through the spacesuit, it's pretty hot. I didn't want to damage. Didn't want to damage, the ferro Kevlar.
Okay, that's weird. So we're gonna need to open the panel if we want to try to get it from there. Maybe we ordinarily I'd say we try to get power to there, but I'm wondering if there's some sort of some sort of short in there might be having trouble.
I wonder.
So, Coil, are you on site, or are you doing this?
So I feel as though I am at the point that I might be crawling through an access tunnel.
Okay.
And
so you're on your way, but
I'm on my way.
But I just want to make sure I saw it. Okay, good. All right.
I'm just trying to get kind of closer to where they are.
Fine.
So that I can then, if need be, I'm probably going to stay in the access tunnel so I can try to route some kind of power to them if I can. From where I don't know yet.
Interesting.
But, that's what I'm saying.
Do you actually think the reactor is up and running?
Well, that's the thing. Is it what? Okay, so when you felt the heat from behind the door, did it feel kind of like when you're? How do I explain this? Did it feel kind of like when you're cooking something, or did it feel sort of more like when there's like a lot of sun has been on the top of the control panel for a while?
Pause and blink. It felt like an increase in temperature. Yes.
Come on, man! I thought you had nuance with this kind of thing.
What?
With you sort of the different.
The infrared's on the other side of the spectrum, sir. I thought you'd know that with your degree.
Yeah.
So this is a precursor ship, right?
Right.
I'm pretty familiar with precursor stuff, as much as any ragtag crew of random weirdos.
You've been in the presence of more than your share. That's true. Yeah.
I wonder if there's some sort of lingering security system in place here, and I would perhaps like to assess this door and the heat on the other side of it.
Sure. All right. How do you want to do that?
Well, they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured I would attempt to use my familiarity with, the blueprints, the um, whatever similarities there are between my precursor artifact and the materials used to create the ship, and my visions to maybe see if what is going on with the store or the room on the other side.
Okay. No problem. In that case, yeah, that sounds like a tune. Do you want to do any of the bonus dice stuff? Pushing yourself, use a gambit.
No.
Assist is still on the table. Someone could conceivably assist you with this. Or do you just, do you just want to do the regular 2 dice, or you want to try anything else?
I think just the 2, just to see if I can get any more information.
Oh, you know what, though? Your visions are what got you here in the first place, and you know that the thing you're looking for is on the other side of this door.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Actually, I would argue that this is not going to require a roll. This is literally just you spend the stress for your vision.
Okay.
And it will work because you are intimately familiar with the thing on the other side of the door. Okay,
I'm also curious to see what it feels like if a mystic puts their hand on this door.
Okay. Are you going to put it on the panel or the door?
Maybe I'll do hand on the panel, hand on the door, just to see what happens.
Yes, both is an option.
Feeling it out.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, this won't require a roll. This is literally just sensing what's in there, which means
vibe check.
Yeah. So you've got so go ahead and mark off a stress just because of that.
Okay.
Although I will remind you that you can use a gambit at any point instead of spending stress. That's the thing that all mystics have. So if you're if you're running out of stress and you want to use a gambit for that, that is an option. Cool. Okay, so in that case, all right. So just to make sure I understand what everyone is seeing, you're placing your hands on the wall, or maybe like panel and wall, and it eventually feels as though the wall is no longer there.
Interesting.
And you are standing in the room. You do know. Oh, actually, let me rephrase that. You expected the room to be completely dark, just like the rest of the ship. However, there is a light in the room. And there is someone else in the room. They are... Oh, also the room is... Given the dimensions of this ship, the room is not that big. It's about... but you've got about... It's sort of a long rectangle. It's about 5 meters by, say, 20 meters. And it is crammed with technology. One of the technologies that's in it is the thing you're trying to get. It is also surrounded by similar items, presumably other data cores. And as I mentioned before, one other life form. And the life form has set up a light up on the ceiling. and you could tell instantly that it is not part of the ship. They've just done something to illuminate the room themselves. And they are just brute force trying to remove something from here. Interestingly, it doesn't appear to be the thing you're after.
Mm.
But since you can totally see in here, the person does not appear to be wearing a suit, but they are humanoid. But you can sense that they have had things done to them, possibly surgically, possibly in some other manner, implants and other things to take the place of what you guys are using your suits for.
Have they noticed me?
No, they do not appear to have any idea that you are scanning them with the way.
Okay.
Which tells you something.
Well, this is interesting.
Everything okay over there? I'm almost there.
Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Either someone beat us here, or they've been down here for a very long time.
What do you mean?
But you're going to really like this room, I think.
Oh, that sounds promising. What, are you looking in there?
Oh yeah.
What? Oh.
But okay, but somebody beat.
Yeah, wait. Is someone there?
There's someone in the room. They're
Oh.
They're looking for something, but it's not the same thing we're looking for.
Hey, I bet this detonator could get rid of the door and that person at the same time.
Wait, hang on.
What?
So what are they? So wait, are they? They're. You said they might have been there for a long time. They're moving around looking for stuff.
They
right?
are.
Okay.
Yes, they're alive.
So
they're not wearing a vac suit.
Wait, what?
I don't know how long they've been here.
That's okay.
But there's somebody here.
That doesn't sound good. Just sort of stops.
Oh, I will tell you though, you do recognize like emblems and clothing that is commensurate with, people you see around in this century. So,
okay.
So your guess is it's someone from, regular or Procyon sector, but yes.
Okay.
Not a 1,000-year-old eternal guardian or something.
So not too. They probably didn't beat us by too long.
Okay.
Well, they got in there somehow.
Yeah. Can you see the other side of the door by any chance? I forget. Can you like?
You can look around. Yeah.
Able to like zoom and
okay.
focus.
You can shift your focus.
I have projected myself into the room.
Yeah, it is. It's literally like you're in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Now that you're looking around, you're not sure how this person got in here. You don't see any obvious signs of anything being broken or
panel on the door.
No.
So it doesn't look like they locked the door behind them.
Greg says, Mav.
Greg.
Another ship is coming. It's not hailing us. Flying really low, though. That seems unusual.
Do we have another one of those explodable items?
We do.
I would like to broadcast a signal that this area is dangerous and volatile because of some sort of ship malfunction. Is that a possible thing we can do?
Yes.
Let's do it.
As evidenced by the fact that I already did that.
Let's do it again.
Lowering shielding.
And Mav does have sort of a... she does quickly kind of record a message to play on a loop.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
That says, you know, we are experiencing reactor malfunction.
Right.
Volatile. Things are exploding. Do not approach. Do not approach.
So, and of course, you can watch the progress of 2, of course, on your sensors. It was about to pass over you, and instead it goes around where you are, pretty far, and then reestablishes the line that it was going towards, which appears to be, to no one's surprise, the ship that they are in. Yeah.
So everybody gets a little notification. Just a little text from Mav that just says, like, fucked up, oops, incoming. But... Ooh. I want to hail the
O,
ship.
period,
Right.
text back.
You up? No, so she hails the ship with a request for assistance.
Well, here's the problem. We've got we've got monsters between us and the ship, and haven't found a second way out.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna. Yeah, well, we'll figure that out. I am actually gonna send the drone up to the panel.
Okay.
See if it can get the panel off.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It can do that.
Show me what's happening behind there.
Yeah, it's got plenty of options to do that. So the panel is off. What's in it looks sort of like what you'd expect. And it's not wires or anything, but it's more like solid state circuitry. So you've got obvious things in it without any obvious ways in which they interact with each other. But this is the guts of the panel.
And is there anything that looks like it might be that it would reasonably generate heat back there?
No.
That's concerning.
Double check, make sure they didn't like booby trap it or anything, especially if they're in there looting our loot.
Oh, that's a good idea. No, you don't see any obvious. It looks like you guys are the first people to take this panel off in a very long time.
Maybe there's another way in that they got in, which might be our way out.
Well, there could be. These tunnels seem to go on for a lot of for quite a bit. So you never know. It's always good when when a ship remembers to put in lets you access everything. Whenever they're building whenever they're building it,
Right.
Otherwise, you got to fix something. Sometimes the door gets stuck. You got to get on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Back to Mav. Greg says it's stopped over the derelict ship. It's a fairly small vessel.
Can I hail that ship?
Oh yeah, you've got communications gear.
You
know how to work it.
So Mav hails the ship and says, "Hi, yes, hello. Bit of an issue. We're having a bit of a reactor malfunction. My entire crew is dead, and I could use some assistance."
Okay, that's going to take a roll. But yes, I like where you're going with this. All right. Now the good news is this is the stuff that Mav is actually really good at, as I recall. So let's see.
I'm a psychiatrist. I have points in lying.
Yeah, you do. All right, so let's see. What do we feel like that is?
I think that's consort, or would that be consort or sway?
It's your call. Consort. Okay, sway is full-on lying, whereas consort is can involve that, but it's also just kind of trying to ingratiate yourself with people. So it could be either one. Honestly, it depends on your approach.
I did just go with a full-on lie, so I feel like I should go.
Okay.
Should go sway.
All right. So that's let's see. Yeah, and then of course the regular stuff applies. So you'll click on sway. This is going to be. Let me think about this. It'll be risky standard. It's because obviously the risk is that they see through it and something happens. So let's see. Again, you could spend 2 stress to push yourself to get a die, or take a devil's bargain. If I don't, it is not impossible. Someone could assist you, or spend a gambit. Those are your options for bumping that up. And how many gambits do you have left? Okay, you're gonna.
Stress, yeah.
All right, so give yourself 1 bonus die. Good deal. Okay. I need to look up your gambits. Is it still 2, or do you still have 1?
I think I don't know if I've used a gambit or not yet.
I don't think anyone's used a gambit yet. So actually, it looks like you you currently only have 1 gambit. And gambits are for everyone, obviously. Right. So once you spend it, they do not reset until. Well, unfortunately, you don't have a scoundrel, so they don't reset until like after the next downtime. Though there are other ways to get them without having a scoundrel on hand. So anyway, yeah. So you want to just do a regular sway roll?
Yeah.
All right. So pushing, and then mark off the 2 stress as usual. All right. Good deal.
All right.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. So all right. Let's think about this. Oh, interesting. Okay. So here's what happens. The lie totally doesn't work, but this is going to. I'm trying to figure out the consequences on this. All right, I know what it is. The consequences are not directly to Mav, as it were. It's really kind of to everyone.
Oh, good.
So here's what happens. Oh, okay. So, Gavesha, you're perceiving things inside the room. So here's what happens. The person is messing with the thing, trying to get it off and not doing well. It's not going well for them. And then you hear them say, "What? No. No. How do they find us?" Wait, you're saying they've landed? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. That's not an option. Fine. Let's just take everything up and we'll sort it out. And Coil, you are in sight of the room, by which I mean you're in sight of the tube that goes over the room.
Yeah.
There's an area about, say, 20 feet ahead of you that literally disappears.
Oh, crap. You talking about, like, the tube disappears?
Yeah, everything that was in front of you is no longer in front of you, including a significant section of the room that you guys were trying to head to.
Folks? That room we're heading for? Part of it's gone.
Mav, the ship is leaving.
Yeah.
I think it worked.
We spooked them.
Yeah, that was totally my doing good.
And we want to take a quick break here and come back.
I feel as though that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
This seems like the time for it.
Excellent. Also, before we go to break, I just want to show that we have a drawing that I'm going to leave up when we come back. We have a drawing of Quirk in his spacesuit that is absolutely delightful. So I'm going to have that up there. But
I'm a fan.
We will be back in just a few minutes, and hopefully we'll be able to salvage something off of this. We'll see you
Thanks,
shortly.
everyone. Yeah.
we have returned.
Here we are. Okay, so let's recap the situation from before the break. 3 of you are in a ship with a chunk missing out of it now. 1 of you is in a whole other ship with your helpful AI, Greg. And you've got a 3rd ship, which apparently has the stuff that used to be in the ship that 3 of you are on, and is starting to bank away from the hovering that it was doing over your ship.
Mav does really want to quickly have Greg, if possible, do like a quick scan of that ship and get any information about it that they can.
Okay. Yeah, that's not. They don't have any like shielding or anything. You can just pick up information. So it's yeah, they have no way to keep Greg from finding out what's going on with the ship. So what does Greg tell you about? Actually, what are you looking for specifically? Because Greg has access to a lot of information.
Mav doesn't know ships or anything, so it's basically like, hey, take a picture of that license plate so we can show Coil when they're back. Like,
not bad. Oh, okay. So just scan it, and then we could deal with it later if you need to.
Yeah.
However, you are looking at the readout, so you can figure out kind of what's going on. Yeah, it is smaller than your ship. It is like maybe half the size of your ship. It does. It's not the sort of ship. It looks more like it's built for speed, rather than hauling stuff like your ship, because your ship is essentially still a cargo ship. I'm trying to think if it's got anything on it that you would recognize, like any markings or anything. Actually, do me a favor, Mav, and make a fortune roll. And
is that on character sheet or is that
yeah,
manual?
it should be on the character sheet. I think think there's a fortune section on the character sheet.
It's on the right-hand side below all of the ability list.
Found
And
it. Thank you.
give yourself 2 bonus dice on that because of your insight. Because you know stuff. Okay. So you don't recognize specifically what the deal is with this ship, but you do recognize, but you can record the insignia that's on it. The reason that it's not immediately recognizable is because it's not like they've painted an actual symbol on the ship. It's just you noticed something that looked unusual about it and made a note of it that you can tell your friends about, because maybe one of them will pick up on it. Or for that matter, I mean, maybe you can run it through a database if you have to and see what the deal is. So there are there is a the engine ports look weird, is really what it is. Like the thing that the things that at the back that look like they would be exhaust ports, they look really strange and are extremely distinctive. They don't seem to be the right shape for a ship of this type.
Okay. And also real quick, to clarify, I did not see any of my friends' little blippy icons go up into that ship, correct?
Oh.
It took a room that no one was in?
Good question. Yeah, they are still on other ship. They are still on big derelict ship.
All right, then I'm not facing them.
Yeah. None of them moved from where they were when the thing happened.
Okay, good.
Oh, also, by the way, Gavesha, I forgot. You're still attuned to that thing. Yeah, it's on that ship. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that specifically because
I figured.
Yeah, if you could track it from another system, I have a feeling you'll be able to spot it on that ship. All right, so what's up? Go ahead.
I will say, I think at this point, I probably, once he processes that it's been transported away, Coil is going to probably lose all sense of self-preservation for a moment and crawl quickly toward where the hole is.
Okay.
Just to look down in to see what he can see.
Yeah, there's a big sphere missing from the inside of the ship. It's about 10 feet across.
Oh crap! Is the door still there?
Yeah, and it's closed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just sort of going to scramble and see if I can find purchase to.
Hey, Gavesha, Coil's in the room now.
Get down.
Does Coil see my Force Ghost standing in the room, going like?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
There's
Astral
a lot
fishing.
of activity going on behind the store suddenly.
Yeah, you actually, Gavesha, you tell us. Is your Force Ghost visible when you do this, or is it or not?
Well, probably not, because the person in the room didn't notice me.
That's true. That's true. So if
I
nothing
think
else,
it would be funny if it was, but
Just
It would
Gavesha
be.
doing the John Travolta meme of like,
exactly.
I like the idea that if your Force Ghost is visible, like you were standing on the floor, and that's part of the floor that got removed, but you're still right in that. You're still on that plane. So
So I'm just basically going to be scrambling down to try to get sort of into that area with the door and just try to get it open from the side.
opening it from this side is actually very easy. There's an obvious button.
Oh, excellent. It's going to be like, well, if there's no power, then it won't do anything. But I'll try hitting the button.
It works.
Ah!
Well, there's clearly power somewhere. I say, just standing there. Damn it! Sort of spinning around and I just sort of gesture to the empty sphere. It's like
That's a weird shape for a cargo hold,
they
right?
just suddenly decided to make off with everything in there.
What?
I know.
They that had to they transported it away. They had to have been using what's the word? Coyle knows this word. Jim is struggling with the word because ADHD.
Precursor tech?
Precursor tech.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
They had to be using.
Yeah.
They have to be using precursor tech because they didn't give any of the signs of it. It just sort of popped out. So,
Use precursor tech to steal precursor tech?
Yeah.
yeah.
over the comms, Mav
That's
says
recursive tech.
that was redundant tech. Over the comms, Mav says, "Did that look at all like when Greg moves rooms around?"
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it this time, so I mean, it's. Remember, he hasn't done it when we've been looking at it, so I don't know if perception has anything to do with it, but I guess.
Yeah, they got some fancy tech, and they have been like physically augmented somehow.
Wait, you saw the ship that they teleported on? Is that what I understand?
Well, Mav saw the ship. I just saw the guy, and he doesn't need a suit to breathe down here. So,
All things considered, that's the least shocking thing I've heard.
They just made off with all our cool stuff.
We gotta get it back.
We gotta follow these people.
Yeah, we gotta get out of the ship first. Back onto our ship.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to do that?
Hmm.
Okay. Trying to figure out if there's another way out, maybe.
Gotta do it quick, or we're gonna lose them.
Yeah.
The ship can't land, but would it be able to get close enough to, like, I don't know, drop a ramp?
Oh, that's an option.
I say with no flying experience.
Yeah, I like how I think it's like the one person with no helm is on the ship. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay, that's cool.
No helm, but a great liar.
Oh yeah, you could try to convince the ship. Actually, what's funny is you could conceivably convince this ship. But
Yeah, Greg and I are tight.
yeah, you guys are good.
The bridge is configured for a non-human.
As,
Right.
as Greg's therapist, would it technically be immoral of me to convince him to do literally anything? I did convince a patient to throw bombs at another ship earlier, so I think that I've already breached that.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost my license like tenfold by now.
I think so. Yeah. Well, this is the price you pay for anarchy. So yeah, that's an excellent question, though. I mean, and the thing is, you're not incapable of operating the ship. You just if you are forced to make a helm roll, it's you're gonna have to do the 0 dice thing, which is roll 2 dice and take the lower one. I'll tell you that. But yeah, like you plus Greg can obviously move the ship. That's not a big deal.
Let's make that a last resort.
Okay. All right. Now the good news is everyone's comms are still working, and you know where the other 3 are specifically. Also, now that you have seen the monsters on the outside of the exit, Greg can keep track of them for you. They're still there.
Great, thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
The ship
we could
make a distraction.
We could blast our way out of them.
True.
You have a drone.
I got a detonator. Been dying to use it.
Cork has Chekhov's detonator.
Yeah, he does. That's true.
I'm obligated to use it now.
I have illegal drugs. Am I obligated to use those?
Yes.
I mean, I think that answers itself.
Depends on one's definition of obligation, I suppose. It's like, okay, so like if we can, there should be another route. I think probably that we can try to find to get out of here. The way this place is configured. Do I think the way this place is configured, I'd be able to figure another way out?
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely possible. Given what you've already observed and what you have seen going through, yeah, that's no problem. So I will tell you, getting, not that you necessarily want to, but I will tell you, getting from where you are now to the entrance that you came in on is going to be an easy thing to do because you know how you got here. Getting back to that will be no problem. Getting through unexplored parts of the ship to potential exits will be more difficult. But see, at that point, we just make it a series of rolls and figure out if you're successful. So, and also possibly some flashbacks. You know what I mean? So we could do however you want.
What do we think? Do we want to just go back for the original entrance, or do we want to and try to distract them from there, or do we want to find another way out and distract them from a different place?
I don't think any of us are.
Both of those allow us to use the detonator, just so you're aware. We can.
I know. Are any of us really good at scrap though? Because I am
not.
I don't think any of you is particularly good at it. No.
But I have nothing.
I've got a dot.
No.
Okay, so that's one. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's find
It's not zero.
Let's find another way around.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So if that's how you're going to do it, let me look over here.
It's got to be an auxiliary airport or something, right?
Yeah.
Airlock, whatever, not airport.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So tell you what.
Cargo bay, something.
Maintenance hatch.
Yeah. All right. So this is going to be 2 rolls, basically. First roll's probably. Actually, you could do it a couple of different ways. Oh, interestingly, okay, you could use study to try to find a way out. You could use rig to literally just make a way out, if you see what I mean.
I think I do see what you mean.
Yeah. Because, what do you call it? Blades in the Dark has an action called Wreck, which is literally just breaking stuff. In Scum and Villainy, Rig can also be used to wreck things. If you know how to fix things, you know how to break things. So,
could you use helm just to kind of intuitively know how standard ship layouts and?
Yeah, honestly, that would also that would be sort of like in place of study in this case. So that's an option.
I've got 3 dots in helm. So.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, and then you've got a guy with 3 dots in rig. So either of those is an option. I'm just however you want to figure it out, and that also just determines who makes the roll. And then I will tell you, once you have found your way out, assuming that you do, it'll be a scramble roll to get to the ship. And there is such a thing as a group action, which if you want to do it as a group action, once we get to that point, I can tell you how that works. And we can make that happen, as opposed to everyone trying to scramble individually, because you're literally, when everyone's trying to do the same thing, group actions are pretty good options. Okay, so let me get over here.
My thought is, if Quirk can get us to, I don't know if you need a couple of rolls for this or just the one, but if Thing where Quirk can get us to an exit, or if I work to detach something.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, that's at this point it's kind of cosmetic as to which of you chooses to do this. However you prefer to do it is really what it boils down to. So
I'll do it. I haven't rolled yet this session.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, let's see what that looks like.
All right, come on.
I've
spent my entire maturity on various ships, various species. There's commonalities.
And that's a good point. Like, this thing is different, but it's not so different that you don't recognize it as ship. So yeah, you can make that work. And again, we'll go through the regular things. If you want to push yourself, you can spend 2 stress.
Certainly no weirder than the star dancer.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You've got new weird experience recently.
I'm absolutely.
It is possible.
Push myself.
Okay, so you want to spend 2 stress on that. Someone can assist you, and we still have 1 gambit that hasn't been used.
I was going to go ahead and assist.
Okay, so spend 1 stress to assist, and that will give you a total of, 5 dice?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Because having been through the guts of the thing, I can probably help out as okay.
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay.
I can offer words of encouragement.
Yes, you can.
What's our position?
This is going to be... Oh, that's a good question in this case. Oh, actually, no, it's not that tough. This is risky. The risk is that you get, more lost.
Sure.
And it'll be standard effect, because literally the effect you want is I found an exit. So. Gotcha.
Wow.
Whoa! That last die was clutch. Wow. Okay, so that was a whole bunch of 1s and a 6. So yeah, real good thing. You got the. That was the assist from Coil. Now the good news is you found an exit. I have a feeling, and we don't have to go into a whole lot of detail on this, but to me, it seems like it looked like it was really, really, really difficult, because things were just kept not doing what you expected them to do. Because this is why the hell would they put this here?
Oh, that's a closet.
Yeah.
That's a hallway full of spinning blades. Who put that here?
This is very poorly designed. And then once you finally figured it out, it just like screw it, turn left.
Catwalk with no railing over the reactor core. Who does this?
Precursors, apparently. Maybe that's why they crashed.
Again, they're all dead now. This explains so much.
It really does. Now, the good news is you're out. So that was it. You have found an exit. And more to the point, it's an exit not currently swarmed by gray white blood cell monsters. Okay, so now that you've done that, I'm going to explain how a group action works, because this seems like this is exactly the best kind of time for a group action. All right, so what group actions do is you pick 1 person to lead the action. And I'll tell you now, well, okay, let me rephrase that. I was going to say this is a scramble roll because it makes the most sense. But You could also call it skulk. It depends on your approach. If you're just trying to flat out run for the ship, that's scramble. If you are trying to sneak to the ship, that's skulk. So you can choose. If you have an action you're particularly good at and you want to lead this role, make an argument for it, and we'll try to fit it into the fiction. So those, let me see if there's anything else even remotely fit here. Let's see. We got Scramble. We got Scramble and Skulk are the only two that really make the most sense to me, unless anyone else has any ideas. So I would recommend picking someone with decent score in the thing that you want to do, and then I'll tell you how the rest of it works. So you pick one person to lead it, and you coordinate multiple members of your team, which is you and the other two. And we can figure out how that works and how you're helping each other. The character leading the group action takes 1 stress for each other PC, actually for each PC, even if it's yourself, that rolled a 3 or lower as your best result. So here's the thing. Each PC involved makes an action roll. Use the same actions. You decide what it's going to be. The team counts the single best result as the overall effort, which means only one person has to roll a 6 for everyone to succeed. Or let me rephrase it. Only one person has to roll a 4, 5, or 6 for everyone to succeed. And then the person leading it takes 1 stress for each single person that rolled 3 or lower, which means that whoever's leading the thing could take up to 3 stress for this action, but it only takes one person to get 4 or higher for you to actually succeed.
Gotcha.
All right.
I've got 2 in Scramble.
Oh, okay. And now that I've said that, it doesn't really matter who leads. The person with the highest score does not have to lead. You can choose anyone to lead. So it could also be, say, the person with the most stress to lose. Or most stress to gain, technically. I guess that's phrased better. So you could also do it that way. So you can spread the stress around. Because each of you is rolling Scramble separately.
Yeah.
You're just the person leading it just hopes everyone gets 4 or better.
Well,
is really what you're trying to do.
I've only taken 3 stress so far.
Okay.
So
I'm at 5, so
that you're coming up on it. Yeah. A couple of you are getting to the point where the next downtime you might actually want to relieve some stress.
that's
Okay.
kind of what I was aiming at.
Yeah. Okay, fair point. And then we get to see how those rules work. Okay, so that's cool. So yeah, do you want Gavesha to lead the Scramble roll?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. And I will. If any of you has 0 in Scramble, what you do is you still roll Scramble as you normally would. And regular action roll rules apply here. Any of you can push yourselves. Any of you can. The only thing you can't really do is assist each other, since it's a group action and you're already kind of being assisted. Although technically, you know what, Mav could assist you, but Mav could only assist one of you. Oddly enough, because I mean, and the assist on this is pretty obvious. You're already watching them on the monitors. So that's a thing that you could do. If anyone wanted an assist from Mav, and if Mav was willing to spend the stress to help you out. The other things is, Devil's Bargain still apply, Gambits still work. So just, this is a regular action roll. It's just got different, because you're all working together at this, you are more likely to succeed.
Would I assisting still roll a Scramble roll, or would I roll?
No, you would just state that you're assisting and,
Okay.
and say how you're doing it and just take 1 stress.
Okay.
But again, you would only be able to... That's a really good question. I don't know how the rules work on this, but it seems to me that you would only be able to assist 1 person because everyone is rolling... that doesn't make any sense to me. Because if you're assisting everybody. In this case, I would allow you to literally assist everybody. Like just 1 stress, but you're assisting all 3. So everyone could get a bonus die from that, which seems weird, but it also kind of makes sense to me. Because you're watching everyone.
I mean, I could just lead everybody through some breathing exercises.
Yep. You could also, I mean, you could plot like quickest route back to the ship. Given the fact that you have control of the ship, and so does Greg, because Greg
That
is the
sounds
ship.
more useful, yes. That.
You could do that too. So any of that is however you feel that the assist would work. Again, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I do, because I am able to see all that. It would make more sense if I were to do the help them plot it back.
So
yeah, I'll spend a stress.
Okay, so my question is, does any one of you have a 0 in Scramble? The good news is, really, you're the only one? So all of the people rolling Scramble have at least 1? That's great. Okay, good. In that case, each of you will add 1 bonus die. And this is just going to be, it'll be risky standard. The effect is, do we make it back to the ship? Okay, so what are we looking at here?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question involves advocating for weird other things we might try and do as we escape.
Okay, I'm listening.
Not as a total thing, but like, okay, so this is basically the point where my brain suddenly went into find the cheese mode for just a moment. So a couple of possible things, and I don't know. We physically are not there. Our characters are there, so I'm not sure of what everything looks like. The situation.
Yes.
But so for example, the couple of things, the ideas that occur to me. One involves Gavesha being able to somehow shield us from these things.
Okay.
That's one option perhaps. The other being that being a more weird sort of narrative thingy that I don't know whether it would be pertinent or useful or not, is if I happen to have picked up as I was grabbing various tech in the ship, if I happen to grab something that could be like a cloaking device or something along those, or something that I could make work as a cloaking device.
Oh, weird.
To sort of And so those are two ideas that I had. I don't know if any of those would work, but I just thought I would present that quickly before we go to our 1 and 2 die scramble rolls.
Yeah. Fair point. Or in this case,
holy crap!
Yeah. What was
that? That was incredibly loud. What was that?
I don't know.
Did anyone hear anything? Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
What?
I heard it.
That?
Yeah. That was fascinating.
Whoa.
Okay, so evidently...
That data haunts.
I guess there's a ghost in the machine. That's
Did not like.
Did not care for that at all.
Is Google
what did it do, and why did I not hear it? What's going on?
It was just an unearthly screech.
Yeah, I really thought a hand was going to reach through my screen and grab my neck.
Do you remember that commercial or that video of the car that goes behind the bushes and then a face pops out? It was that, but auditory.
Whoa.
Is there anybody new in the audio?
I shouldn't.
Not that I can. Not that I. Oh, shall we begin that horror movie? Nope. No one new there. No.
Okay.
We're good.
Well,
yeah.
I will say
Google is just hiring STPs to update their to do that update to Meet that's coming up. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say we are coming up on the time we usually wrap up. If everyone's okay with another 15 minutes or so, I can get you to a decent stopping point, and then we can pick up next week. Is everyone okay with that?
It's groovy.
Okay.
Good with that?
So, Jim, just to make sure I understand what you're doing, are you searching for a way to add dice to your roll?
Yes.
Or okay. Let me think about that.
Okay, I'm advocating as a way for me to use rig instead of scramble is one thing.
Oh,
or advocating for Gavesha to use something else instead of.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you do that, it's no longer a group roll, and everybody just makes separate rolls.
All right. Well,
so. Yeah, because
I'm fine with
when it's a group action, everyone has to roll the same action.
Okay, I gotcha. So or I'd take adding dice to scramble.
Yeah. All right. So the good news is everyone does get 1 bonus die from Mav's assist. So if you only have 1 die, now you have 2. and again, you can add anything else to it, doing the pushing and the devil's bargain and anything else that you're interested in that might add you some more dice. So the good news is Quirk has made it to the ship. If nothing else, okay. So
right.
Quirk and Gavesha have succeeded, and currently Gavesha has not incurred any extra stress.
I am going
How
to
cool
push
is that?
myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna push
So
myself
you're going to
the
spend
ship.
2 stress and do a
Yeah.
push for yet another extra die,
So
right?
much stress. What happens when you max out stress?
You get what's called a trauma, and if that happens, I'll tell you how those rules work.
That's great. Okay. So yeah, there.
It's
so
it's not as bad as it sounds, but there are rules for it. And we'll do that if you need to.
Okay. So risky and standard.
Risky standard. Yeah, and you gave yourself 2 extra dice, right?
I gave myself 2 extra dice. Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh.
Okay. Gavesha does not. Everyone got 4 or higher. Gavesha does not incur any extra stress, other than the one that you used to do the leading in the first place. So, but the highest roll was a 5, which means there is something. Trying to figure. Okay, we could do it. I don't like the idea of anybody suffering harm in this particular instance. We could do it a couple of different ways. Oh, okay, I got it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to work this. Okay, because we could do it a few different ways. I mean, we could just go ahead and everyone could take level 1 harm, which is pretty minor, and not doesn't affect your we could say the things caught up to you and damaged each of you a little. We could do it that way. That's the simplest way to to show that it was difficult, but you made it. The other option would be you lose something important. It could even be you lost something cool that you picked up from the ship and you don't even know what it is. That might have been it. It might have been the cool stuff that you got out with. You no longer get out with it.
Curses.
I can see the wheels turning. Or would I rather be damaged?
Oh no, they took my detonator.
Detonator will always have Paris.
Should I sacrifice the drone?
It could be okay. So you could sacrifice the drone. That would be fine, and that way, yeah. Actually, that's how it's going to work. It's either the drone or the other cool stuff that you picked up that you don't know what it is.
So, I just want to make it clear that narratively, Coyle cares more about the drone than he does about the stuff that he picked up.
He does.
But I feel as though Jim is making instead the decision out of character that would cause the there to be perhaps there's a stumble or something that happens, and the drone stops.
Losing the drone's got a lot more pathos.
Yeah,
it does.
And, it does. Just basically it's no, and it ends up trying to. I'm not saying it suddenly gains sentience or anything like that, but it just sort of basically will, it's flying along and it ends up stopping because Coyle stumbles for a second or something. And,
so
that way
Didn't you promise it that you'd get it out of here?
I did. I did.
Oh, that's painful.
I mean, that's...
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to violate all narrative rules if you...
That's a fair point. This is level 1 psychic harm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
okay. Fair enough. Okay. In that case, I think you've lost the drone, but you've got stuff that you gathered.
That hurts so much.
It does actually. That's ouch. All right. So that's the bad news. The good news is everyone's on the ship, and Greg has closed the hatch. Quirk is back in the pilot seat, and Greg is showing you on the heads-up display the course that the ship that has the stuff you were trying to get, and it took. So you see the arc of the ship, and we'll end there with you. I'm assuming following that ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch must pay.
Yep. which is actually a pretty good place to stop. That's not bad. All right. Now, does everyone want to stick around for end of session XP and then we'll wrap up, or it doesn't take too long? Are we good with that? Okay. In that case, let's since we've been talking about Quirk, let's start with Quirk. And same questions as usual. Let's see. The pilot does speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did you address a tough challenge with speed or flair?
I mean, we ran away from the distracted and ran away from the monsters.
I'd say you did. I mean, for large planet values of speed, yes, that was as fast as you could move. That counts. Did you? So yeah, give yourself. Oh wait, you've already. Do you already have a full playbook advance?
That fills me.
Okay. In that case, make a note of that, and then knock it back to 0, and then you'll get some more for next time. Yeah, okay. So you get an advance between now and next session, and you can think about what those are. And if you need to discuss it with me, we'll do that. So remember, you get an advance. And now we ask the rest of the questions. So did you address did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yeah, a couple times with the
you did.
background.
Yeah, I would say at least one. So it's your decision. You can do 1 or 2 on that, honestly.
Okay.
And did you struggle with issues from your traumas or vice during this session?
No.
Nah, that didn't come up. Okay, so remember that you have an advance, and you could use that for you could pick a new special ability. You can also I think mostly it's a new special ability. It is possible for you to use the XP that you get from a session also over on your abilities. But right now, so you could transfer one to the other, if you see what I mean.
Gotcha.
Onto like it would effectively be training on insight, prowess, or resolve.
Gotcha.
But right now, those are sitting on the thing. So look over your stuff, and between now and next session, we'll talk about the new cool thing you get.
Okay.
All right. So how about Mav? Let's see. Mav's different question is, did you address a tough challenge with insight or compassion?
I don't know if y'all heard the burp right when I turned my microphone off, but that is my wonderful, wonderful fiance. We are sharing a motel room right now. It's very small. Love you. I did roll insight, if that counts.
You certainly did. You used a lot of insight. I'm not sure compassion fell into it, but it's insight or compassion. So I think
it was kind of the opposite of compassion.
Yeah, honestly, it was. But you know what? That's fine. That's why the word "or" is in that. I would accept an argument for 2 points on that one because you did a lot of that. Let's see. So you could do 1 or 2, whichever you feel is right.
I think I only rolled once.
You only rolled once. You used it more than once, but if you feel like 1 is appropriate, that's fine. You could.
I'll say 1 just because I kind of used the same trick twice and then tried to lie and failed.
That's a fair point. You did attempt it. Yeah. Okay. Good point. Let's see. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I have an answer for that, but I have a feeling it's the same as yours.
I expressed distaste for the MacLeods.
You sure did. Yeah.
Actually, I did not bomb the MacLeod ship, and I would argue that is showing compassion.
You know what? That's a fair point. And you also expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. So that's an XP for that one for sure.
Okay.
And let's see. Again, I don't think you had the opportunity to struggle with vice or traumas, did you?
No, that does fill my playbook up, though.
Oh, nice. Okay, so just like Quirk, look over your options, and we'll between now and next time we'll figure out what your new thing is. Let's see. Gavesha should be next. Almost the same questions, except Gavesha's is, did you address a tough challenge with wisdom or the way? I don't know.
Yes.
Did you? Did that come up at any point? Did you do any way stuff? You think
Not really.
maybe 2 XP for that one?
Sure.
Okay, and then next is the same one everyone has: beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I mean, does Gavesha wants to find the cool precursor attack on the ship count?
I think she wants that bad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, your vice didn't come up. You don't have any traumas yet, so I think we're good. Okay.
But that fills my bar.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Everyone's getting cool stuff. And then Coil got his last time. So speaking of Coil, we will end with the questions for you. Did you address a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity?
I would like to think so. At the very least,
I think so. Yeah.
The working on the drone initially to try to fit the thing to it.
Yeah, I think that was multiple times too. So I think. Yeah. I want to say that feels like 2 XP on that one.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I tried to figure out how to get the door open through the drone, but it was also a.
You did. Yeah. You addressed it. It just didn't necessarily work. And then let's see the final because again, well, I don't know. No, your vice. Well, your vice kind of came up now that I think about it. We'll ask that one last. But did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or a background?
I think it's a term because my background involves crawling through the guts of a ship, and
A, crawling through the guts of a ship, and B, they turned around and you weren't there because you were actually doing what you do. So again, I feel like that's multiple times. I want to say that's. I feel like that's 2.
Okay.
And then you didn't struggle with your vice, or do you feel like you did?
I think if I had been there at the door, we would have gotten in there a lot sooner, possibly.
Actually, you know what? No, you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, so give yourself an XP for that one. Good. Okay. And now, the last thing we do is crew XP. So this is for everyone to discuss. And that's going to be... Did you execute a successful transport or smuggling operation? Not yet.
Nope.
Those jerks kept that from happening. Let's see. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? Yes, I will answer that for you. You don't always know what the level of things you're up against is, but these were higher than yours. So I will go ahead and do that since I've got your sheet open. I'll add 1 for that. Actually, you know what? This time I'm going to add 2 because you have dealt with multiple challenges above your current station on this one. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Your reputation is still strange, right? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we did anything to disabuse that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, actually that's a fair point. And I will say you really freaked out the people in that smaller ship. They have no idea how that happens. Okay, no, you know what? You get an XP for that one. And then did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? In this case, I'll say you did. Because when you found out what the job was, everyone had an opinion on that. And it was because of kind of who you are, both as a group and individually. So you're only 2 XP away from another crew advance.
Nice.
All right, so not too shabby on that one. All right, so the 3 of you that get advances, like I said, between now and next time, we can discuss it on the Discord, etc., and then we can announce to everybody the cool new stuff you picked. And other than that, that's everything from my point of view.
Yay!
Sweet.
Excellent. All right, no, that was a lot of fun. I'm very sad. I am very sad. I have lost the nameless drone, but at the same time, I never bothered to name the drone, so I feel as though I have gotten.
What did you expect?
I feel as though I've gotten as much narrative juice out of that drone at this point as I was going to get. So
you might be right.
I need to interact with my actual AI drone more. So
that's a fair point.
So it'll be good for me. This is me convincing myself that it'll be good for me in the long run.
Good call.
It's called justification. So let's go ahead then and go around, and we shall do our outros. Basically, tell folks where they can find you. Feel free to plug anything you like, and give any final thoughts you had about this session or favorite moments or what have you. And we shall start once again with our GM, Brian.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brian. I can be found on Twitter as Vaclam, which is Malcav backwards. It's over in the chat right now on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch. I'm also one of the hosts of the Armor Goes Clank podcast, and we have a recent new episode with that one that I think is pretty good, so check us out. And yeah, I had a lot of fun running this one because one of my favorite things about when I'm running games is when I get surprised too. And tonight had a whole bunch of surprises in it, so that was cool. And thanks to all of you for making this just exactly the right kind of chaos.
Yay! Excellent, excellent. And then, were you done with your plugs and everything? Did you have anything else you wanted to mention? Okay. All right. Cool. Now let us head, and once again in reverse order, we will head over to Josh.
I'm Josh. I'm Bernie the Flump on all the things. I really enjoyed the scene splitting back and forth between the extraction crew and the stuff going on our ship. It had a very cinematic feel. Well paced. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. Why not look up JLHB Polytechnic for cool stuff I wrote.
Yay! Excellent. And now we will go. We're going once again. Jim is disoriented now, and he's trying to remember where everything is. Now over to Brittany.
I'm Brittany. You can find me on Twitter at ThatDamnDruid or on Twitch at ThatDangDruid because censorship rules. I definitely enjoyed the narrative back and forth and the deepening of the mystery. Did not enjoy our, Blair Twitch ghost, whatever that was. Hated that. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yay! And finally over to Alyssa.
I had a lot of fun kind of exploring things that Gavesha can do and looking over and realizing that my engineer has done what he does and disappeared somewhere. I feel bad that he lost his drone. But I'm looking forward to hopefully catching up with that ship that made off with our bounty. Anyway, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Shoaltales, where I have links to my Ko-fi shop, where I have a whole bunch of new crocheted stuff that I have done during Pride Month, so check it out if you want. And I will be back here next week.
Excellent. All right, and as for me, who am I? What am I doing? I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. So on this channel on Saturday nights, we have our Invisible Sun game that's back, The Edge of Paradox. We're getting back into it, where they have found their way back to the Eternal Party, the party that goes on forever and is massive, and it has attached itself to a house, the owner of which is very, very displeased with the fact that there's a party going on in her house. And so they've just made a deal with some nightside mushrooms. So that was interesting. Some sentient nightside mushrooms have tasked them to go forth and get something, and they were very eager to do so. So that's always going to be fun when they leap to that. So very much looking forward to that. On Tuesdays we are doing a playtest of my game Genesis Undone. That is a GM-less story game. Uses tarot cards to help tell the story of the dawn of a fantasy civilization as though it were a sort of Greek or Shakespearean tragedy. We end up actually deciding we were robots on Mars, so fantasy is a little bit less in the equation this time. But
I approve.
I loved it. I loved that was where it went. So we weren't able to do it this week due to real life, but hopefully next week we should be back into it and get into the various acts and see what happens as the tragedy unfolds. And then of course back around to Wednesdays when we have more of this. And we can continue our antics through space and trying to break into ships and to generally grab things. Hopefully before other people grab them, but sometimes that's just not what happens. So what else is happening? So yes, I actually will be appearing on another channel, not this week, but it'll be next week. So I'll talk more about that next week. But it is a thing that has now been mentioned, and so I can reveal to folks who are wondering what that thing is that I kept mentioning that I couldn't say what it was. It's Cyberpunk Red. It's Simon's channel, Wandering DM, is going to be doing that, and I think it's going to be sometime probably next week. We have to the exact time. We have to see what happens, but so it won't be this week, but soon. And so I've got a character together for that. There was a sneak preview of that on at the end of their last session because I recorded a little thing, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens when I get to play with them. And finally, sign-ups are running right now. Today is the last day to sign up for 3 one-shots of Inspectors that I am going to be running toward the end of July, beginning of August. This is Inspectors was the first RPG I ran on this channel, and I figure we're close around to the anniversary anyway. I kind of as I'm trying to bring one-shots back to the channel, I kind of wanted to play some more of it and see kind of what happens, so very much looking forward to running more one-shots.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to anyone wants to dive in, you've got until basically you got through tonight. And probably tomorrow morning, because I'm probably not actually going to shut off signups until I wake up in the morning. But then that will be it. We'll just we'll go from there. And then within another week and a half or so, we'll be doing some casting and figuring that out. And some of those I may actually run off stream. Some of them I may run on stream, just sort of depending on how things are feeling. But it's kind of a mental health step that I'm trying to take, so just easing back in. But very much looking forward to getting to that. So if you want to sign up for one of those games, it's you can go down below to click on RPG sign up, or go to gymyesthatgym.com and click on game sign up. And as always, beginners are welcome. So when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to, let's see, I think I'm going to send a raid over to Attack Trick. I'm going to go raid Pat's channel. They're doing something called Neon Knights Reunited, with way more Ks than one would think should be in there. And a game I believe is called They Came From Beneath the Sea. So we'll go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.